Are you tired of feeling like a slave to your cravings and constantly battling energy crashes throughout the day? If so, it is time to get familiar with the glycemic index. In this video, we'll explore how this powerful tool can help you manage blood sugar levels, control your appetite, and optimize your energy levels. So get ready to say goodbye to those midday slumps and hello to a new level of vitality and well-being. So let's dive in. One, if you're doing what you're doing is working, keep doing it. The glycemic index is a measure of how quickly carbohydrates inside of the food are digested and absorbed into the bloodstream. And the way this works is we know that if different foods, depending on, they hit your stomach, and once they hit the intestines, depending on how quick that sugar is absorbed and put into the bloodstream, causing spikes in blood sugar, that is the core principle of the glycemic index. So foods that are high in glycemic index are digested and absorbed really quickly and cause rapid spikes in blood sugar, while foods that are low in glycemic index are digested and absorbed more slowly, causing a slower, more gradual rise in blood glucose levels. So for people with diabetes, controlling blood sugar levels is absolutely crucial to managing the condition. So eating foods with a lower glycemic index can help with this, as they start to cause more gradual rise in blood sugar as opposed to these big ups and downs. But the benefits are not just limited to folks with diabetes because of what we talked about, this up and down level in blood sugar. So a diet in lower glycemic index foods can also help overall health, weight loss, and keep you feeling fuller for longer, reduce cravings, and provide more stable energy. So here are some tips on how to use the glycemic index to control blood glucose and lose weight. What you want to do is choose, number one, choose lower glycemic index foods. So we're looking for a glycemic index of 55 or less. And if you look this stuff up online, anytime we're talking about dietary stuff, whether it's oxalates or FODMAPs or glycemic index, there's always some variation between studies and between organizations because they can't measure the same amount in every food all of the time. What you want to be looking for is grains, fruits, vegetables, beans, lentils, and nuts. And foods with higher glycemic index, such as white bread, potatoes, sugary drinks, all should be limited or avoided. Number two, you want to combine low glycemic index foods with protein and fat. So adding protein and healthy fats to the meal can help slow down the digestion and absorption of your carbohydrates and positively affecting your response from blood glucose. So, for example, would be adding nuts or avocado to a salad or pairing some fruit with a handful of nuts or cheese. Number three, you want to watch your portion sizes because even though low glycemic index foods can cause spikes in blood glucose if they've been eaten in large enough amounts. So always keep that in mind. Number four is an easy one, but it seems easy, but that's the easy part, is saying it. It's easier said than done, avoiding highly processed food. Most of these highly processed foods that you buy in a box, in the middle of the grocery store, cereal, snack bars, baked goods, these things are always usually going to be high glycemic index. So you should avoid those, favoring unprocessed food. And a fifth tip would just be mindful of the overall quality of your diet. This is just a tool, and glycemic index is kind of a window into, if you look at the list, most of these foods are whole, unprocessed foods that are generally considered healthy anyway. So again, part of this is trying to make a change and adapting your eating pattern slowly over time and picking foods that you like to eat that are also whole foods, also have low glycemic index, and can over time start building these habits and patterns to craft a healthier, more sustainable diet that can affect the way your body processes the food and ultimately kind of your glucose levels. So just always aim for a balanced, nutrient-dense diet. And I think that term nutrient density is important. Chris Kresser talks a lot about this from time to time. We talk a lot about vitamins, minerals, But what we're looking for in foods, we should be, if you're talking about how can I make the least amount of change for the most impact, is talking about foods that have nutrient density. Right? We know that leafy greens are a healthy option for folks, but as far as concentration of essential vitamins and minerals, you would have to eat so much of that food in order to get the same amount. So this is that idea of density, packing a ton of nutrition into a small, not calories, but nutrition, vitamins and minerals into a small serving. So this idea that things like pound for pound beef liver, shellfish, certain dairy products have a high, eggs have a high amount of vitamins, minerals, and essential macronutrients in order to in a small digestible, edible form. So back to glycemic index. By incorporating these into your diet, you can use the glycemic index to help control blood glucose levels and achieve your weight loss goals. As with any dietary changes, it's important to consult with your doctor before making any significant changes to your diet, especially if you have diabetes or other medical conditions. So always ask your doctor.